My father said he would disown me for choosing my mother in the divorce proceedings, but his face fell when I exposed his infidelity and ruined his reputation. About a year ago, my parents split apart and are currently undertaking divorce proceedings. My brother is currently living with my dad while I live with my mom, with their houses only being about 20 minutes away from one another. Both my parents are very tense and are not civil during these proceedings. When they announced their divorce, I had learned that my mom had an emotional affair for a few months, and this had led to the divorce. This has led my brother to blame my mother for ruining the family, and blaming her for the split of my family, and they are not currently speaking. However, I know that my dad had a physical affair before this occurred, and had heard him and his AP being physical in the house while my mother was home. However, my dad does not know this information, or that I know he has cheated. My father is currently blaming my mother for splitting the family apart, and is one of the driving reasons for my brother not speaking to my mother, and says that she cheated on him. Hypocrite. Update. So my father and brother ambushed me in public and tried ostracizing me for choosing my mother. I just snapped and revealed the truth, that in fact it was my father who had cheated first, and destroyed the trust. My brother looked at our dad and flipped a switch, immediately choosing to scream at him for being a scumbag. My dad tried denying it, but his initial reaction of stumbling over his words made it clear that I was indeed telling the truth. Here's the thing, I just wanted them to stop harassing me, but my brother went nuclear. He came back to our mom's house and apologized to her, before going on Facebook and texting every single family member about what my dad had done. It's worth noting that all of them had been supporting my dad financially, and calling my mother names because they only had one side of the story. Once the truth was revealed, it was like a domino effect. My dad could only afford the mortgage because his brother was helping him, who quickly withdrew the support after reading my brother's post. My dad had to scramble to try and fix things, which is when my mom revealed she had actual physical proof she had been waiting to use in the divorce. That made things so much more complicated, and my dad had a temper tantrum where he showed up demanding that my mother take down everything and apologize to him for ruining his life. Talk about hypocrisy. My brother was feeling a lot of guilt about the things he said about our mom before he knew the truth. So to make up for it, he decided to punch our dad, which ended in them both getting arrested. The one thing I know is that my dad's life is essentially over. The final divorce proceedings are underway, and it looks like he'll be losing around 60% of all his savings and property.